Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast, the project investigation collaboration brought to you by the Veritas Project. And as always, we are here with our gracious host, founder of the Veritas Project, the main man, Robert Wikibob Curtis.
Hello.
And I'm lead investigator Todd Boyer, and welcome to the podcast, everybody. Do we want to move the mic up?
Yeah, we
do that real quick. Sorry, you'll get some funky sound for a second.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the podcast, everybody. So, what's going on in local news, Bob?
I don't know. No, not a whole lot. Working.
Well, we do have an invitation to come do an investigation.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
So we got to pick a date. The lady said any day. It is a bar. She closes about 11. So it'll be like an 11 to 1 situation, which obviously we will be doing it live on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like we always do. And she's really excited about having us come out and do an investigation. So that'll be awesome. And then Robin will be in town, so we'll have the whole crew hopefully to come out and do an investigation at that bar. A little later than we normally do. I mean, we usually do like 10 to 12, 10 to 1, but we'll push it back an hour. We'll be all right. We'll live.
Yeah.
So it'll be okay. It will be okay. Still working on the house. It's kicking your butt.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Well, just think someday you'll be able to get out of here and get over there and no more rent.
No more rent. That'd be a big load.
Yeah.
To not have to pay rent anymore.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, if I win the 1.8 billion tonight, I mean, you're retired anyway.
Yeah.
If I win the money, we're traveling, buddy. We'll take this show on the road. We'll go do investigations all over the country.
Yeah, if you want to win the Powerball, you're going to have to be in
California.
In California and the government.
Yeah.
Because that's who's been winning it. And I don't know if anybody's followed that conspiracy, but the last 10 times that the Powerball's been in the hundreds of millions or billions, some unknown person who's never stepped forward in California has won it.
Yep. And just recently, 2 people won like $1 million in Southern California off the last week's drawing.
Yeah.
So, kind of fishy. All those people nationwide, and only California's winning it.
Yeah.
It's a little fishy.
And the people who win it never step forward, never claim, never have any notoriety ever. They just, their lawyer shows up, collects the check, and then takes it straight to Gavin Newsom's bank account.
Right. That's crazy.
Yep, that's the world we live in. Just outright open fraud right out in front of everybody's face. When you say anything about it, they just stick their middle finger in your nose. So,
yep.
What are you going to
do? We can dream.
Yep.
We have plans. If we ever win it, we have plans. So, today I was on a live on TikTok, and we were talking ghosts and that kind of stuff, and I was showing off pictures of the evidence that we've caught. And someone said that they live locally, and they said, have you heard about the Chester, Illinois conspiracy? And I was like, I've never heard of that.
Right.
So I looked it up, and now Chester is about an hour south of us.
Yeah.
And it's actually the home of the creator of Popeye.
Popeye, yeah.
So that they have like literally a statue of Popeye in the middle of town there.
They're all over the place.
So they're everywhere. So, so I did look it up, and basically, what happened is a tabloid spark in 1977, August 2nd of 1977 to be exact. The story first appeared in Official UFO magazine.
Right.
Okay.
That's the name of it.
That's the name of it. Official UFO is the name of the magazine. Now, the headline was Saucers Loot and Burn Chester, Illinois. Right? So the editor, Myron Fass, known for sensational UFO occult coverage, claimed that the townspeople saw lights, fire, and destruction.
Yeah.
And the local newspaper carried no such reports.
Right.
Right. So the investigation showed that Chester was fine, no disaster.
Yeah.
But, skeptics call it a hoax aimed at magazine sales, and some conspiracy theorists say the town was rebuilt overnight. So that is basically what Official UFO magazine said. That aliens came down, destroyed the whole town, wiped it out, people and everything, and rebuilt it overnight. That's the conspiracy. I had never heard that before.
No.
And it's and we've talked multiple times about different UFO happenings in this area.
Right, locally. Yeah.
Because there's one of the biggest UFO sightings took place. What year was that? Do you remember? The one that went from Scott Air Force Base
in 99.
99. One of the biggest UFO sightings around. Basically, we've talked about it before. A triangular shaped object, slow flying, flew over multiple counties.
Yeah.
As it crossed into each county, it was handed off by the county sheriffs to the sheriffs of the next county, and then they followed it through their county, and on and on and on from it was early in the morning, 2 or 3 in the morning, and they followed it until rush hour, and at rush hour it just went whoop and took off and was gone. And so that was seen by tons of people. That was on Discovery or one of those. I've seen that documentary about that one.
The funniest part of that was it went right through the farmland, right through
where you live,
right where our farm is. The UFO flew right over it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So along with the town being wiped out, they say all the people's memories were erased. And
they burned all the people,
right?
Too, it made new people.
So the idea of government suppression fuels its persistence. So, yeah, I heard that, and I went and I looked it up, and I was like, that is wild. So the press, the Tampa Times, had something go on. Hello UFO, goodbye Chester, right? Because they obviously, other news reports wanted to go check this out. So the Tampa Times ran Hello UFOs, goodbye Chester. They ran that on December 14th, 1977. Now reports confirmed that the town was intact.
Yeah.
And the locals denied anything unusual. Media mocked the UFO magazine credibility. MUFON labeled it a tabloid fiction. And still, believers said the cover-up was too perfect. So, some fringe theorists cite time distortion in Chester, and a few allege FEMA-type forces sealed off the area. So, parallels drawn to Men in Black suppression lore, and Chester becomes a case study in UFO misinformation.
Yeah.
All this happened within an hour here, and I never knew anything. I am surprised you didn't know about it, because you are a big UFO guy.
I heard about it, but the person that I heard it from was less than reputable. So I just kind of filed it in the back of my mind under,
dumb things
that somebody... Because we used to... the funeral home I worked at tried to purchase the funeral home in Chester. Mm-hmm. And part of the thing down there is there are these bronze statues of all the characters...
Popeye,
in Popeye, and each prominent building has one, and the funeral home down there had Wimpy, I think, was in front of there, and they were doing a dedication to it. So a bunch of people came out, and there was a guy there, and he was talking about, this whole town was leveled back in the I believe he told me the 60s, and I was like, really? And I was like, because that. Church across the street said it was built in the 1830s.
Right.
So it was leveled, and then they...
Rebuilt by aliens, apparently.
They rebuilt it completely, stick by stick. I'm like, that seems to be cost-effective if you're a UFO. You're just like, you know what we'll do? Let's travel all the way to this planet, and then just randomly in the middle of this tiny little town, we'll just level that sucker, and then feel bad about it. So then we'll just rebuild it exactly the way it was.
Maybe it was an experiment to see if they could do it,
right?
Or to roll back time. They rolled back time and reset.
The whole thing is just it's pure comedy, I think.
Right. So the story survives obviously in UFO archives and blog posts.
Yeah.
Rarely references outside UFO fandom. It's kind of a hidden gem of the Midwest UFO lore kind of thing. Like I said, it's something I'd never heard of. And it's often retold as proof of the Midwest alien attacks.
Yeah.
Right? Like you said, the old guy.
Yeah.
So, local tourism ignores it. No museum even mentions it.
Oh, down there.
Yeah, down there in Chester. And believers link it to other Rivertown sightings. Some say Chester was chosen for proximity to St. Louis, and others claim energy from the Mississippi attracted the craft. Comparisons made to Roswell secrecy.
Yeah.
So in conspiracy circles, Chester is the UFO story that almost got away. But on the other hand, right across the river from Chester is Piedmont.
Yeah.
Piedmont is famous for UFO sightings. World famous for UFO sightings. Yeah. So, the first sightings in 1973, February 21st, 1973 to be exact, Coach Reggie Bone and his team saw lights. Clearwater Lake region became ground zero.
Yeah.
Dozens of town people confirm unusual aerial lights, and the sightings repeated for weeks.
Yeah.
Now, Missouri newspapers picked it up quickly, obviously, and reports reached national TV and wire services. And unlike Chester, Piedmont had living witnesses.
Right.
So
there's a really cool museum in Piedmont where you can go and see when this was going on. It was at its peak, because it always happens down there. They had all of the high school students individually draw a picture of the UFO that they saw, and there's a collage of them in that museum, and they're all identical.
Wow.
They're just different artists' representations, but the
shape and everything was the same.
The basics of the craft are nearly identical.
Wild. And you were saying you wanted to go down to the Piedmont
they have a UFO festival. Yeah.
Which we looked up, and it's in what, April?
It's in April, yeah.
So we're going to have to make that a trip next year.
Yeah.
We'll have to put that on the calendar. So make sure we get the days off to go down there. That'd be awesome. So objects described as red, white, or multicolor, and some appeared to hover or split apart. And they sparked a major regional UFO wave. Now, between February and April of 1973, like you said, this was the peak.
Yeah.
Hundreds of sightings were logged. Hundreds.
Yeah.
Police, teachers, farmers all reported objects, and reports described glowing disc and cigar-shaped craft. You know, and if you guys have watched our video about the different types of craft, the disc and the cigars are like the biggest ones out there. They're seen the most. So, now, lights followed cars on rural highways, and some claimed missing time during encounters, which that is like one of the big key indicators of abduction, is like missing time.
Right.
So, who was that got abducted and squished, and they rebuilt him, and he ended up missing a lot of time?
Travis Walton.
So he ended up saying he missed a lot of time.
Yeah.
So, wild stuff.
Yeah, he was gone for weeks.
Yeah, they thought he was unalived.
Yeah, they were combing the woods looking for his body. They arrested all of his friends and had them all, in jail because they thought they had killed him and hid the body. That's what they thought. But it turned out that he was abducted by aliens.
And came back and hasn't been sick since.
Yeah.
They smashed him, rebuilt him, and he hasn't been sick since.
Yeah.
So there was rumors of cattle mutilation spread to nearby counties, and Piedmont is labeled Missouri's UFO capital, which Piedmont is hour and a half south of us, maybe two-ish. Local officials, pressured by a flood of calls, and fear and fascination gripped southeast Missouri. Some linked the events to the Cold War weapons testing, which, for all of you that didn't know, St. Louis, during the Manhattan Project, or whatever, is that the project for the, okay. So during the Manhattan Project era, St. Louis was the place that they processed all the nuclear material for all the bomb testing.
Yeah.
In fact, I just saw a video today about the fires at the landfill where all the nuclear material are.
Yeah.
So at the landfill where all this nuclear material is stored, they have an underground chemical fire going on.
Yeah.
And it's been going on for years.
Yeah, for years.
I mean, like 10, 15 years this has been going on, this underground fire. The Army Corps of Engineers came in, and they built they dug and built a physical barrier between the rest of the landfill and where the nuclear material is. There are people out there who still say that this stuff could still get to the nuclear material. But then you have both sides of the track saying this material is now inert, and other people are saying, no, this is not inert. It's still a bad thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's a big deal.
So that's why during that time frame, that's why St. Louis, they seem to think that St. Louis had a lot of things going on because of all the nuclear material that we were processing in the St. Louis area by a pharmaceutical company, which is now a pharmaceutical company.
And all of the scumbag stuff the government did to people in St. Louis at the Pruitt-Igoe housing projects. Yep. If you ever think that the government has your back, Google Pruitt-Igoe experiments in St. Louis, and
They sprayed stuff in the middle of St. Louis and everything else.
Radioactive material. They put a device on the top of that housing complex that dripped radioactive material out at random intervals to test who got exposed and how much exposure they got and what happened.
And then they sprayed stuff to see how the wind would carry the radioactive material in the air. And this was all in St. Louis, like legit in St. Louis.
Yeah.
not in the suburbs,
and it
like right in the city.
The foreign government, it was the U.S. government testing on people here in St. Louis.
So, yeah.
Yep.
So the project identification, 1973 to 1981, Dr. Harley Rutledge, physics chair at SEMO, investigated and began in April 1973, obviously until 81. He used camera, radio equipment, and magnetometers to observe multiple unexplained aerial lights, recorded patterns of acceleration and hovering. Rutledge concluded the phenomenon were real but unknown, and published Project Identification in 1981. Skeptics praised his scientific rigor, and critics accused him of fueling UFO hysteria. And some believers said his data was later suppressed, which wouldn't surprise me a bit.
Well, you figure a scientist came and actually used a scientific method to study these UFOs because they were appearing with regularity, So then when he submitted his findings, everybody was like, no, that's not what we wanted. We wanted you to say that there was nothing there.
Right.
Right. And he's like, well, no, there is a thing there. There's something going on, and I don't know what it is. Not that it's aliens, but he just couldn't explain what it was. Because he documented craft, doing what we see all the time now, where it's going, Mach plus and not making a sonic boom, and then stopping instantaneously.
That would mash normal people into jelly.
That it would go from 700-800 miles an hour in acceleration and then stop instantly and then poof straight up to like 60,000 feet in just a second. It's like I don't know what could do that in 70, 77, 78.
So let's let's see what the scientific versus conspiracy take are. So scientists saw Piedmont as identified aerial lights. Astronomical explanations were Venus, meteors, and stars. Right. Because it chased cars down
that's
dirt roads.
How Venus does
it. Yeah.
Venus is silly for that, it just randomly mugs people in alleys sometimes.
Atmospheric plasma was also suggested, and skeptics said witnesses exaggerated.
Right.
So, Rutledge noted intelligent maneuvers, conspiracy theorists claimed military crafts cloaked as UFOs, and others said project identification was cover for alien study, which basically was alien study. They were discovering, they were trying to figure out the crafts. Let's see. Some allege Rutledge was silenced post-1981, which I firmly believe. His book is now prized in UFO circles, and fringe writers tie Piedmont to alien surveillance of the Midwest. Now, also in the same area, we also have Grand Tower, Illinois. So at Grand Tower in 73, through March through April, right in the same wheelhouse time-wise, reports in Grand Tower of a donut-shaped UFO, which is one of the classes that we covered in the previous podcast. They hovered near the power plant, and witnesses include multiple adults, stories of military jets chasing it. Sightings occurred just weeks after the Piedmont start, and suggest a regional flapper on the Mississippi River. Locals tied the UFOs to power grids and water, and some conspiracists claim the jet was shot down. Grand Tower sightings added weight to Piedmont's claims, and conspiracies say Illinois was being scouted by aliens.
There you go.
So, kind of wild. So basically, 1973, when they were doing the Manhattan Project, that was the spike in UFO reports. Pascagoula abduction in Mississippi happened in October 73. The Piedmont flap was part of the larger wave. Missouri became a UFO hotspot, and reports clustered near rivers, lakes, and energy sites. Obviously, media attention amplified hysteria, and theorists connect waves to nuclear testing. Right, which we've said 3 times now. Some say aliens were monitoring humans in crisis, and others argue secret weapons testing triggered sightings. And conspiracies claim that 1973 was an attempted contact year, which could be a possibility if we discovered nuclear at that time frame and how to use it as a weapon or whatever. That makes sense.
I mean, way earlier than that.
Well, when we start making mass destruction weapons enough to destroy the planet.
Yeah, that was the 40s.
You know, so basically, in the nutshell, no military investigations acknowledged Chester.
No.
Piedmont, though, received local police attention, and the Air Force denied involvement.
Right.
Project Blue Book had closed in 1969, and with them closing that actually limited the amount of actual UFO studies that they did. Right. And Rutledge's project identification filled that gap. Conspiracy theorists say that Blue Book's closure was fake, and believers argue officials monitored but never disclosed. Yeah. Some allege radar evidence was confiscated, which I absolutely 100% believe that.
Yeah.
So UFO logistics sites, released a suggested cover-up, and obviously public frustration fueled mistrust of the government. If you trust our government, you're crazy. If you trust them one iota.
Yeah.
Oh. So
the Chester thing really cracks me up because, I mean, I get it, it's because we entertain a lot of conspiracy theories, right? So we'll listen to anybody's conspiracy theory because you never know when you triangulate a conspiracy theory, you might find a fact in there, right? Because you look at it from multiple angles, you could be looking at a true event.
Right.
But this one on its face is just silly, like I appreciate it for what it is, but at the same time, the logistics of it are just outlandish. There's no way that a UFO destroyed an entire city populated with people.
8,000 people at the time.
Yeah, and then just
put it all back.
Rebuilt it, and no one noticed.
Right.
I could see if you're talking to a small town in Arizona, where no one lived, it had a truck stop or something, and for some reason aliens leveled that whole town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then somebody came back to it a day later and was like, oh man, this whole town's gone.
Right.
And then they went to go call the sheriff or whatever. When they came back, it was all rebuilt stick for stick. That's a more believable story than 8,000 people were turned into gold.
Well, and it's okay, you wake up in the morning and someone goes, hey, they leveled our town overnight. You know what I mean? It's
oh man, I don't have to
What
go
about
to work.
The people working overnight? Or the people that were awake?
Yeah. Well, what's in Chester, too, is the prison.
Yeah, that's true.
So, what happened to all the offenders at the prison? You know what I mean? What happened to all the prison guards who were up? There's somebody awake at the prison 24 hours a day. So you think they would have noticed that their town got leveled? Right.
So to wrap this all up in a pretty neat little package, Chester is a cautionary tale of tabloid UFO reporting.
Yeah.
Piedmont, on the other hand, is a rare case of serious scientific UFO study.
Right.
Now, both are still talked about in UFO circles, and Piedmont boosted tourism and identity.
Right.
Chester became a hidden myth, while conspiracy theories keep both alive, suppression versus study. The 1970s UFO were reshaped the Midwest folklore, and today disclosure debates give them new relevance. They show how fact and fiction merge into UFO culture, and for believers, proof we're always being watched.
Yeah.
So that wraps it up. Yeah, like I said, somebody brought that to my attention today. I'd never heard of it. I talked it over with Bob, and we thought, why not? And then during the course of looking it up, we came across the Piedmont stuff and the Illinois stuff, the other Illinois stuff. So it was kind of nice that we found all this other stuff to go along with the same time frame. So we're not just looking at this one goofy conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
There's actually
other stuff
in the area that's actually more legitimate in the same, not even an hour drive to those places.
This makes me want to put together a spread about this and then go down when they have the Chester River Festival or whatever and just set up a booth.
That's too funny.
This is when this whole town was destroyed by aliens, and then they rebuilt it.
Right.
Stick by stick, and no one noticed, because they rebuilt all the people, too.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget our partnership with Dubby. And then Bob's going to put the thing up. Use the keyword Whole Truth to get 10% off. Whole Truth, all one word.
Yeah.
And Dubby is fantastic. Bob,
it's really good.
Bob loves it.
Yeah.
We all dig it.
I'm not an energy drink person at all, and I drink it every day now. I love it.
There you go.
So that's just my shining endorsement.
They don't add like colors and all that kind of stuff. That's the thing. It's a healthier form of an energy drink.
Yeah.
So that's why we do it. And the people that know me, that know my background and everything, I have a problem with cyanocobalamin because it's a cyanide derivative. It's bad. It's in a lot of energy drinks.
Yeah.
They use methocobalamin, which is a better form. It's a methylated. Your body absorbs it better. It's the form of B12, which gives you energy, and they use the good version of it. So it's good stuff, guys. Go check out Dubby. They've got some wild flavors too. They got some great, crazy
the Japanese
flavors.
soda is really good.
Yeah, you know what? And Robin doesn't like the Japanese soda.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I can't remember which one she's drinking, but she doesn't seem to like it. So
the dragon fruit one is good. I like the Japanese soda one. The blueberry, blue raspberry one is good. So, yeah.
So, if you have any questions for us and want to check us out on the Discord, you can check out Real Veritas Project on Discord. Come in, ask us any questions. We'll try to get answers for you. If you guys have any ideas for any podcasts, feel free to go in there and or even in the comments down below here, you can go ahead and do that. Also, Patreon, you can. If you go to Patreon and you look up the Veritas Project and you become just a member, $0. Your name will go on a card at the end of the podcast. You will be immortalized as a fan of the podcast. Yeah. If you become a $5 member, we send you a postcard, and there aren't any down here this week.
Now we mailed them off.
Well, there you go, guys. The postcards are out in the mail.
Yeah.
We send you a postcard every month. Bob and I sign it. Angie writes you a nice note because I always say Bob and our handwriting's horrible.
Our handwriting's terrible.
Angie writes you a nice note and sends them out, and those are all designed by Angi, and they're awesome. So you get a really cool postcard from us every month of something to collect or whatever, and they're awesome.
Yeah,
they're really cool. They are really, really cool if you're into the paranormal and conspiracy and all that kind of stuff. Also, check us out. If you want to send us an email, that's the Real Veritas Project at gmail.com, all one word.
Yeah.
Bob is RS Curtis on RS Curtis 73 on everything.
Yeah.
I'm Investigator Todd on everything. And if you're watching down here on TikTok, go check us out on YouTube, the Real Veritas Project. Now that we're the only ones there,
right? We show up at the top of our own search results for the first time.
It's awesome. We finally got all the other squatters off our name. Finally, Bob's had the copyright for how long have you had that copyright on the name? A long time.
It was a long time. Yeah.
It was well before Project Veritas.
Oh yeah.
And well before the other company came in and tried to steal our name. So they're all off our name. We are free and clear. Nobody can use the Veritas Project in a paranormal sense.
Woo-hoo! It's trademarked.
It is trademarked. We are good to go. So, like I said, thank you guys for joining us on behalf of Bob, Angie, Kay, Robin, and myself. We appreciate all of you. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, share here on YouTube. If you're watching on TikTok currently as we record live, and you're new here, follow Bob, follow me. We both put out different content.
Yep.
Bob has tons of shorts he puts out all the time on all the different social medias. So we are everywhere, here, there, and everywhere. So once again, thank you everybody for joining us. And remember,
stay curious
and find the truth, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
See ya.